Roll call, please.
Chairman Michelle Morgan.
Here.
Vice Chairman George Chambers.
Here.
Commissioner Motrell McClendon.
Okay, Commissioner McClendon is phoning in via teleconference, so he is right there. Commissioner McClendon, will you please answer the roll?
I'm here.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Commissioner Clint Chance.
Here.
Commissioner Tommy Lee.
Here.
Commissioner Steve Fuller.
Here.
Commissioner Ernie Reynolds.
Here.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Thank you. Commissioner Clint Chance.
Here.
Commissioner Tommy Lee.
Okay, how are we going to fix that? Okay. Our inspiration tonight is going to be offered by Beth and Joseph Parsons. Beth is our park manager at Little Tallapoosa and John Tanner Park. And then our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by County Fire Marshal Nick Turner. Nick.
All right, let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor, raise your hand, and Commissioner McClendon, say aye loudly.
Aye.
Approved by 7-0.
You each have a copy of the July 7th, 2020 Commission session meetings. Do I have a motion to approve in a second?
Motion. Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor raise your hand, and Commissioner McClendon, say loudly again.
Aye.
Thank you.
Approved 7-0.
Commissioners, you each have received a notebook. This information has been gathered by myself, staff, and the county attorney. It is over 250 pages on the CARES Act from 2 other counties of some ideas and how CARES Act money can be spent. We will be discussing this at a future meeting, but I thought I would give you plenty of time to be reading. At this time, we'll move into public comments. Public comments are just that. They're an opportunity for the public to address the Commission with any issues or concerns they may have. All remarks are directed to the chairman and not to individual commissioners. staff, or any citizens in attendance. Members of the public shall not make inappropriate or offensive comments. Any individual who violates the rules of decorum may be removed from the meeting. At this time, the board will not comment, nor will the board take any action on your comments. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. You will be given a visual 1 minute and a 30-second notice, and then a chime will go off prompting you to stop. There was a sign-up sheet in the back. We will take those comments first, and then anyone who wants to speak afterwards, I'll still give you time to be recognized and speak. Please note this is not the time for any planning and zoning. We will discuss those at the public hearing in just a little bit. So one of the people, or two of them I have, Carolyn Gray and Deidre Rouse, are here to talk about NICE.
Good evening, everyone, and commissioners. Myself, Deidre Rouse, and Carolyn Gray are here on behalf of a initiative that we've been working on for probably about 2 years now. It's the NICE initiative, Neighborly Inclusive, Committed to Everyone's Success. And we just wanted to give you a quick update. We've had a few challenges, but we still have stuck with it, definitely due to COVID, with some different things that we had hoped to initiate in April. So I'll just let Carolyn mention our meeting with one of your commissioners.
We recently met with Montreal, and he's going to be leading up this opportunity we have and the county has in recasting our vision for the future. And we're planning on doing a community survey of the entire county very soon, and he's going to be working with us, and we're very excited about it. So we can move on with getting some answers to some of the questions that everybody has about how we're feeling about certain things.
Thank you. So look forward to the NICE Quality of Life survey, hopefully in the next coming months. And we just wanted to bring it back to the commissioner's attention. We've already presented a couple of times, particularly to those of you who have been on the commission for a while, as well as presenting again last year to the newer commissioners back in September of last year. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I don't have anyone else on the list. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and speak on something that is not planning and zoning? I'll ask a second time if there's anyone that would like to speak. Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will now move on to a special presentation. I'm now going to call on District 4 Commissioner Steve Fuller and Ronnie Pate for this special presentation.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners, and good evening. Pleasure to be here, especially on this moment. I am the commander of the American Legion Post 143 here in Carrollton. We have a lot of great veterans there. We have a lot of great veterans throughout Carroll County, and the support we get from Carroll County government is certainly recognized and appreciated tonight. It's exemplified again by what you're doing in recognizing Purple Heart recipients. The Purple Heart recipients, and I'm sure Commissioner Fuller will read the proclamation. This proclamation is very well written. It's excellent. I'm really proud of it, and every citizen should be proud of it. The Purple Heart Medal is not a medal just desirable by military folks. That means you shed your blood or life on the battlefield. If you think about that, it's pretty serious business. There's 332 Carroll Countyans that's on a KIA got a Purple Heart. Most Purple Heart recipients are dead. There are some living, thank goodness they are. But we need to recognize those Purple Hearts and what role they play while you can have a free meeting like you having tonight. This country still flies under a free flag of freedom. So from the American Legion Post 143 and all veterans, we thank you, but I would like to ask, if there are any Purple Heart recipients in this audience, please stand. If there's any Gold Star families in here that's lost a family member in the military service, please stand. Got one.
One here.
Freedom is not free. You've heard that many times. It's about bloodshed and persistence and never give up. It started during the American Revolution. So again, on behalf of veterans in Carroll County, in particular 225 members in American Legion Post 143, thank you for the honor, and I look forward to supporting you and other ventures down the road. Thank you, ma'am.
Commander, if you would you stand fast, Marine?
Aye, aye, sir.
Proclamation declaring Carroll County a Purple Heart County. Whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration still in present use and was initially created by George Washington in 1782 as the badge of military merit, and whereas the mission of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is to foster an environment of goodwill among the combat wounded veteran members and their families, to promote patriotism, support related legislative initiatives, and most importantly, to make sure we never forget the sacrifices made by those so decorated. And whereas the people of Carroll County in the state of Georgia have great admiration and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served their country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas veterans have paid the high price of freedom by leaving their families and communities and placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving in the armed forces.
I was asked to finish this on behalf of, I'm going to call him Commissioner, I'm going to call him my friend, Steve. I will divulge you, I am the past squadron commander of Squadron 143, Sons of American Legions. My son is sitting in the back. I'm dutifully going to finish this on behalf of my friend Steve Fuller. Whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving the armed forces, and whereas their contributions and sacrifices of the men and women of Carroll County who served in the armed forces have been vital to maintaining the freedom and the way of life enjoyed by all of our citizens. And whereas we encourage all citizens to join us in recognizing and commending all active American military service men and women, veterans, and fallen military heroes, especially those who have gallantly earned the Purple Heart. Now, therefore, we, the Carroll County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the citizens of Carroll County, do hereby proclaim, and I'm going to add this in, it's not in there, but I'm going to put it in, gratefully proclaim Carroll County as a Purple Heart County. In witness thereof, we have set our hands on this day, the 4th of August, in the year of 2020, and it has been signed by the due proclamation has been signed by the chairman and all the Board of Commissioners.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to the consent agenda. All items under this action have been discussed at our prior public meeting this past Thursday and will be presented for consideration as one single item. Only one vote will be taken. I'm going to announce each item on the consent agenda. 9.1, a budget amendment within the Public Works Department budget, transferring $40,000 from contractual services to salaries and benefits, and providing for one additional position for the department. Item 2 is the approval of an engagement letter with Rushton & Company for the 2020 audit. Do I have a motion and a second for these two consent agenda items? Blech.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay. Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor? Commissioner McClendon?
Aye.
Consent agenda approved 7-0.
Okay, great, thank you. You got me all shook up, Steve, with that. Now we're going to move into the business session. 10.1 is the Code of Ordinances. It's a consideration of the resolution and ordinance by Carroll County Board of Commissioners to amend Article 4 of Chapter 38 of the Carroll County Code of Ordinance entitled Post-Development Stormwater Management for New Development and Redevelopment in a MS4 Urbanized Areas. I'm going to call on County Engineer Brian Kent to review from Thursday and the proposed changes from Commissioner Chance and the County Attorney for us, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. As a continuation from the awareness that we talked about for MS4 urbanized area that Carroll County is under, this action keeps us in compliance, moving toward those goals of being a urbanized area and a MS4 community. There were some considerations to make on the maintenance agreement, paragraph 8. Those considerations were made, and we're moving forward with your approval. We will be in compliance with the MS4 post-construction model ordinance per the North Georgia Water Planning District. Any questions?
Do we have any questions for Brian or Stacy at this time?
I'd like to thank Mr. Kent and also Ms. Blackman for working to address the concerns that I had in amending the language. Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, all those in favor, raise your hands. Commissioner McClendon?
Aye.
Approved 7-0.
Thank you. Okay, our zoning session is next. Currently tonight, we do not have any zonings, but we do have a public hearing on a proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance. Before moving into the zoning session, I would like to read the policies and procedures governing the conduct of zoning hearings. The applicant or anyone speaking in favor of the proposed amendments shall be allowed a total of 10 minutes to present their request. Again, you'll be given a visual 1 minute and a 30-second notice, and a chime will go off prompting you to stop at the end of 10 minutes. And this is a total 10 minutes, not each person getting 10 minutes. Anyone who's opposed to the request shall also have that same 10 minutes to present their opposition. You'll be given a visual 1 minute and a 30 seconds notice also, and a chime will go off. Anyone speaking for or against the application shall then be allowed a total of 5 minutes to speak in rebuttal, with the same rules of the 1 minute notice and the 30-second notice and a chime. Before we do open it up for the public comments, I'm going to ask the County Attorney, Stacy Blackman, to review our proposed changes.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. We have before you a proposed resolution and ordinance for text amendment for the Carroll County zoning regulations. Most of these changes were presented back at our March meeting, and that was tabled at that time. We did remove 2 provisions that had a lot of comment, and those were the ones about home occupations and racetracks. We've also proposed deleting the development of natural resources as a permitted use in agricultural districts. That's in section 8.1.1K, and adding a new section 8.92F in industrial districts for mining, rock quarries, and development of natural resources as a conditional use. The public hearing was held with the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission unanimously approved these changes. Since most of the other changes were discussed in March, I won't go into those unless you want me to at this time. if you don't have questions about those, I think next we have the public hearing, and then after that, you'll have more time for questions of staff.
So at this time, I'm going to open the public hearing. Are there any comments from the public in favor of this proposed change? I'm telling you, if you'll state your name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tanya Speaks, and I reside at 4365 Hutchison Ferry Road in Whitesburg, Georgia. I represent the citizens opposed to Carroll County Rock Quarry. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the county attorneys and the zoning commission for their recognition that a rock quarry is an industrial activity, and by placing it in the proper zoning ordinance. Madam Chairman, Commissioners, your constituents have entrusted you with their health, safety, welfare, and we urge you to accept the Zoning Commission's recommendations for these changes and thereby protect the citizens in our rural way of life valued by the West Georgia region. Here, I have a little over 3,000 signatures. Those signatures are in opposition to the proposed rock quarry on Black Dirt Road in Whitesburg. In addition, there are people outside the courtroom in the stairwells and out on the front lawn who are joining us tonight. And at this time, I would like to ask everyone here in the courtroom that is here to support the zoning changes to please stand. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, there's still time in the 10-minute time frame. Is there anyone else who would like to come and speak in favor of this ordinance? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll open up the 10 minutes for opposition to the ordinance. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak in opposition? I'll ask again, is there anyone here to speak in opposition of the ordinance change? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Stacy, can we skip the rebuttal since?
You don't have to have rebuttal if there's no opposition.
Okay, so. So at this time, I ask for a motion and a second from the Board of Commissioners.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Is that a motion to approve?
Oh, excuse me.
The amendment?
Ernie, you want to read it out completely, the motion for us?
I don't have a motion, but
Okay,
go ahead.
you want to make a motion?
Sure.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consideration of a resolution and ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Carroll County regarding the amendments to the Carroll County zoning regulation?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion or any questions for the county attorney, or we have community development here too?
I'd like to comment if I could. I'm Ernie Reynolds, your District 5 Commissioner. I feel privileged and honored to represent you. I'm here for you, and I live in the district, and I love the agricultural atmosphere that we all enjoy. Ever since this rock quarry was proposed, I have gone to work and seen what we could do to better protect the citizens of my district. I've received an outcry, as you could well imagine, from a lot of you and probably hundreds of others against the proposed rock quarry. It caused me to immediately review ordinances and make necessary changes and work with our county attorneys. I want to thank Stacy Blackman and Avery Jackson for working with me to make these revisions. I do feel that agriculturally zoned areas, we live there because we like the peace and the quiet. I fought such a thing about 25 years ago when a landfill wanted to come within about a half mile of my residence. So I know what you're going through, and I don't live all that far from Whitesburg myself. Current ordinances have been in place since 1985. There was some movement to revise them in 2011. For whatever reasons that didn't get done, but it's high time now that I feel, make those changes, and I feel a duty to offer more protection to agriculturally zoned areas in my district. And I, again, appreciate hearing from each of you. I am grateful for your presence here, and I'm thankful that I get a chance to represent such fine people.
Madam Chair, I'd like to piggyback off that. I've spoken with Commissioner Reynolds many times during the process when this first got brought up, and I've had a tremendous amount of phone calls and emails, as I'm sure the other commissioners have had, and I just wanted to state it, and I had passed this on to Commissioner Reynolds. This was a very thoughtful, very respectful, very professional group that of individuals that reached out to the Board of Commissioners. Everyone was very calm and nice and appreciative of just taking their call or responding to them. And as I stated to your constituents, I was not necessarily anti-rock quarry, but I certainly wanted to do what we felt was right for your district. That's why we have district commissioners that can help decide what is best suited for their area. And obviously, looking at the ordinance and taking a closer look, it does certainly make sense to move something such as this into industrial, and certainly for us to have the opportunity to have it come before the board to decide instead of it just being automatically approved, if you will. So thank you, and thank you to the staff for all the work they've done. And I just wanted to tell you and the audience members that I appreciate. Many times we get phone calls or emails that are not pleasant, and it was very appreciative that everyone had a positive attitude, just trying to express their valid concerns.
Any more discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor of the consideration of this resolution and ordinance as presented, raise your hand. Commissioner McClendon?
Aye.
Approved 7-0.
Great, thank you. I ask each of you to bear with us for just a few minutes, and I apologize for any inconvenience, but we need to hold a very brief executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation. We do not think will be long, so if any of you want to wait for us to return to speak with any of the commissioners or staff, I don't think it'll be much longer, and we'll come back and adjourn the meeting. But we're just going to, guys, step right back here for a moment, and I don't anticipate us being long. Oh, excuse me. I need a motion to, that's right. I need a motion to adjourn to executive session. Do I have a second? Okay, great. Any discussion? All those in favor of moving to executive session? Okay. Commissioner McClendon?
They can't go.
Aye.
Okay, we're going to take the phone with us for him. We'll be right back.